Hey, what's good with the YouTube, man? This is your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room, man. As you can tell by the title, I'm gonna tell you about the time where I got mopped up by two women. It's pretty funny. So check this out, man. I'm in Houston, and me and my boys, I have boys from the Heights, Magnolia, etc., and then I have my Latin King homies from the Southwest side. And I was in a placement. It was like juvenile probation type placement. However, during the day, you could leave and go to school, but then after they drive you to school and they pick you up. So you'd be basically free during the day and then back to a lockdown facility at night. What we used to do, I was normal for a couple months until I got like, I don't know, let's call it accepted by my peers. And my boy Manuel, my boy Anthony, and my boy Gus, they let me in on what they do is they would see the way they did like truancy and stuff and absent skipping school and whatnot. Back then, if you signed in at homeroom, that's when they sent the verification to the office that you were present. You know, so to really figure out that you were missing school without proper reasoning, they'd have to really search for you. You know what I'm saying? So what they used to do, man, we went to different schools. Me and Gus went to like Pershing. I went to Jane Long. I think Anthony Alvarado went to Jane Long. And I don't remember where the other homeboy went. He went to a different one. But we'd steal cars. Like the homies taught me how to, we used to call it cranking cars, right? You get in through the fucking, the tilt steering wheel, you get in there, pop all that stuff off, pop the thing off, pull the square back, pop the spring forward, you'd be gone. So they teach me how to snag cars, man. So we used to go to like homeroom in first period, and then one of us would go get a car and come back and pick up the rest of us, and we go do some B&Es. So I get carried away though. I went buck wild, man. I was going every day, man. So one day I snagged a car and I go to Pershing Middle School to pick up my boy Gus. We're mobbing, we're looking for licks to hit. Keep in mind, I'm a young man. I'm 14, I'm 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. So I snagged like this big old Delta 88 or Bonneville or something like that. And I'm mobbing through Houston and I run through a stop sign. Well, on the other street, there was a Houston police, a black female cop. She seen me run. She seen me run the stoplight. She tries to pursue. I don't drive that well yet. I mean, I can drive, but I didn't have the Mario Andretti. You know what I mean? I didn't have the dumbass skills, right? So I'm mashing down Bel Air, doing however fast as I had it to the floor. I bang the right. Well, when I bang the right, it turns back at like a hell of an angle. As soon as you turn the right, there's like one house on the corner, and then the street goes back at an angle. So I come sliding around that thing, straighten him out. I end up crashing into a house. And I crashed into this house so hard with this car that when I open the door to get out and run, me and my boy are both inside of the house. I smashed through the garage door, right? So I get out, I jam outside garage door. My homeboy's kind of fat. So I'm like, damn, I kind of got to slow down and wait for him because I'm not going to leave him. So we break. I'm running through the yard. I get on top of the fence and I look and I see the lady going to the next street over, like to try to cut me off where I'd be jumping through. So I'm like, turn around. I jump back down off the fence. Me and my boy go back the way we came, all the way down that little cut, right where I turned, run across the main street, which is Bel Air, which is a major, major street. And we go into this other neighborhood and we're getting it. We're banging fences. I got to stop and wait for this fool to catch his breath and whatnot. We end up getting like every bit of 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles from the site of the crash, you know what I mean, into that house that I hit. So I'm banging fences and whatnot. We come to this one house and we sit in the backyard for a minute. We're listening and watching. I'm by the window listening. Nobody's home. So I get into the garage there's a door in the backyard that led to the garage. So I get in there And we looked for a place to hide. And they were like, okay, attic, whatever. I didn't want to go in the main house. Someone told me not to go in the main house, whatever. I didn't. And we ended up getting in these cabinets, man, where they have all kinds of like lawn tools, shovels, rakes, hoes, shit like that. And we're hiding in there. Well, while we're running, before we even get in the house, man, there's a couple choppers up. You know what I mean? And I'm in a part of Houston that's really, really active as far as police, man, because you got all different kind of agencies, man. You got the Houston Police Department, you got the Harris County Sheriff's Department, you got the Harris County Constables Department, you got Metro Police, and then you got the Texas Department of Public Safety. So there's two choppers up. I don't know what they were looking. I don't know why it was so serious. It's just a stolen car, but with the crash and them probably not being able to tell that we're youngsters, they were probably tripping, because there's no way we were gone so quick out of the car that they didn't have a chance to really look at us and see that we were kids. You know what I mean? So we run all this way, get in there, man. We hear the choppers. We hear down the street. You can hear, cops punch that engine. Oh, you can hear it, man. They're everywhere, bro. So we're in there for a few minutes, man. Maybe anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, probably. And then you start hearing walkie-talkies. And my boy, he's all shaky. He's like, they're going to get us. I'm like, man, no, they're not, bro. No shit if they ain't. Well, anyway, we hear them come in the garage. And they're like, come out if you don't want to get hurt. Just come out with your hands up. We don't want to hurt you. Doop. Man, we hear them opening shit, digging through shit. For some reason, they don't go in our little area. There was a attic access in the garage. Little thing drops down the stairs, come down. They went all through the attic. And I'm like, dude, we're going to get away. 5 minutes goes by. They're searching. They're in the house, too. They got in the people's house. And finally, man, it's quiet. And I'm like, oh, shit. Another few minutes goes by, no noise. I'm like, hey, we're gonna wait like 15 minutes or something, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Then I hear a little bit more noise, and I'm like, okay, they're probably leaving out the backyard. And then, bam, both the doors open to the little spot we're hiding in. And man, it was a black male and a white male. And they reach in and they yank me out. They yank out my boy Gus, and they're holding us, right? And there's the black woman who chased us initially. I think I'm not 100%, and a white woman, and they pat us down. You know what I mean? They're roughing us up a little bit. Well, what they did is the black male and the white male held my arms like this, hella wide, and man, the black woman and the white woman just took off on me, bro, to my body with sticks and fists, the little, little billy clubs and shit, and fists, and kicking me and shit. I mean, I took probably 30 or 40 shots to my guts. And some other cops were over there giving the business to my homeboy, too. I couldn't even really look because I was just trying to, I'm trying not to get my whole ribs cracked in, right? Well, they're whooping the shit out of me. You know what I mean? And the cops were talking shit to me too, like punk ass little bitch and all this stuff, man, like whatever. So this goes on for 30 seconds to a minute, and man, they gave it to me, boy. Like they beat my homeboy so bad he peed and shit his pants. You know what I'm saying? So they mop us all up, right? And I guess some other cops started coming and they stopped and tried to say we resisted, whoop-de-whoop. And some cop that was responsible for juveniles or whatever was there, came in, and they're like, we need to get a photo of them just to show that they're okay. They were smart. They didn't hit me not one time in the face, head, nothing. It was just devastation from the neck to, so they turned me around to cuff me, and they're like kicking my legs apart, to check me out. And one of them punched me from behind in the balls, lifted me up off the ground. I don't know. I don't know if it was, it was probably a guy, bro, because that was a hell of a kick. That was a Sebastian Janikowski. You know, that was that Shane Leckler. You know, so they take pictures of us and whoop de whoop. They take us to West Dallas. That's the Houston Juvenile Hall. It's on West Dallas Street, so they call it West Dallas. And the intake people are like, "Are you hurt?" And then the cops over there like this, looking at me. I'm like, "No, I'm all right." You know what I'm saying? Because man, I'm young and I'm kind of spooked. You know what I mean? I didn't know if they're gonna tell the people in there to beat me some more or whatever, bro. But hey, them two females wore me out, bro. Them batons ain't no joke. They were like jabbing, cracking. You know what I mean? Like their little punches. Because I remember the white girl was like trying to dig down and just like punch me in the ribs, and that wasn't nothing. But them sticks, man. When they were like slamming them forward, they poked deep, bro. They they like bruise your insides. You know what I'm saying? Like you get a little, little circle bruise, broken blood vessels and stuff on the skin right here. But like inside, man, my guts hurt for like a week, bro. And I remember we went to the gym. There's a gym in there. You know, it's a full basketball court, little, weights and stuff like that. And it was shirts versus skins playing basketball. And I took my shirt off, and the counselor's like, "Man, what the fuck happened to you?" I'm like, "Oh man, nothing. I got into a fight." He's like, "The cops did that to you, huh?" I'm like, "Nah." And he wasn't no dummy. He's like, "Man, that's fucked up, man. You should have said something. Them dude, they can't be doing that." He's like, "Did you resist?" I'm like, "Nah. I mean, I ran and I hid. But, when they told me to come out, I didn't try to fight or argue or nothing like that." And I developed a little bit of a relationship with this dude. He was actually like the strongest person in the world at some point by the power lift where you just reach down and grab the bar and bring it up to your knees. Man, he did something ungodly, bro. He was a mountain, some sort of islander dude. I don't remember what his ethnicity was to be exact, man, but he turned out to be a really, really cool dude. And I told him what happened. He's like, "Fuck, man, you could be rich, man. Do you want me to say something?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. Nah, man, I don't want to become more of a target for these people." You know what I'm saying? Because they already didn't, you know, they weren't messing around back then. I mean, this is the 80s, man. They'll beat your ass. There wasn't people videotaping. They didn't care if you were a juvenile. And I think what it was that got my ass whooped the most is when they invested all this time and money. Because like I said, there was two choppers, you know what I mean? And when they brought me out after the beating and the pictures and shit out of the people's garage, man, there was up and down both sides of the street. There was every agency from Houston, like lined all the way front and back. Like they were looking like we just had a shootout with the police type of numbers. And I think that's why they mopped us, man, because they were like, "Oh, these little motherfuckers made us waste our time and they're just a couple of kids." And that's this story right here is just to say, man, the police, they'll beat your ass. You know what I mean? So be careful on what you do. It still happens all the time. But I'm telling you, back in the 80s and early 90s, before cell phone cameras and every business and every home had a camera, man, they'd scrape you. And I seen it. That was like I got in a one-on-one fight one time in the county jail down there in Fort Bend County, which is, basically one of the Houston counties. And it was all right. It was, I accepted a one-on-one fade. And I lost. I'm only 17 years old. I'm 130 pounds. This was a grown, big black man, gold teeth, straight country hood motherfucker, bro. And he won a unanimous decision. You know what I mean? But I earned his respect. But down there, man, bro, if you used to run, they catch you. They mop you, bro. They'd stomp you, beat you, smack in your head, man. You know what I mean? You're handcuffed and shit. They'll pepper spray you. You know what I mean? It was tough times, man. But yeah, it's just a little story about how your boy Rojo got mopped up by two girls. And hey, they dried me out, bro. They dried me out. I didn't shit right for a week. My guts were hurting, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta know when you run from the cops, man, they feel some type of way, man. It cost them thousands of dollars to catch me. Thousands. Helicopters, $2,000 an hour to have them in the air minimum. That's just in fuel. And all bullshit aside, there had to be at least 30 marked units and who knows how many unmarked that were involved in trying to locate me and my boy. So that arrest cost them thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So they get mad and they hold a grudge. You know what I mean? Nowadays, shit, I'd be paid if they beat me like that, especially as a juvenile. But back then, man, you kind of just had to eat that shit and accept it. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is just a quick one, man, to tell you about how your boy got mopped up. Make sure it doesn't happen to you. And if it does happen to your kids, make sure you get them compensated because that wasn't right. Too. They mopped your boy. It's boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room, and I'm out, man. I'll be on live in a little bit.